What I can say that under PNP administration is that our interior, our country road them as we know it, would not be in the condition that it is currently. Because if he is to be fair to himself, is that we are seeing the worst maintenance of our road network that we have ever seen in decades. And it befuddles me that when the Prime Minister stands up in Parliament, announces a $21 million Christmas package, which is the only patching program that we have seen as opposition members for the whole year, while others who are government members stand up in their presentation in Parliament, constituency debate. And I will say that we have been surprised. But to hear them mention the hundreds of millions of dollars that have been spent in their constituencies, it begs the question if it's even asphalt that they're bringing politics in as they are bringing politics in SOEs. No, it's a serious question. That even in the parish of Manchester, and I keep telling them, no matter how them try to squeeze me, they can't kill me. That what the other 3 MPs have gotten, I know that many other PNP MPs have not seen that in the 7 years that this administration has been in power. No, but we are not like them, so we can't treat it like them when we are in power. Because we have to put the people first. But when we talk about road maintenance, the $3 billion, $3.5 billion that has been put in the budget for the last 7 years is not adequate enough to maintain the road network that we have. We have been putting the proposal that the road maintenance fund that has been withdrawn by this administration, that a People's National Party will put back a road maintenance fund to ensure that not only NWA roads, but all roads, no matter if it's municipal council road or NWA road, once a Jamaican drives on it, will be in a better condition than we have found it now. A PNP administration promises that. And we don't have to go for any new taxes, because they're already collecting taxes at the gas pump for road maintenance. And let me explain to you. When they withdrew the Road Maintenance Act, all that funds is not as if they say, let us stop collecting the gas tax. What they're doing now is having the gas tax go to central government. And what central government is doing now is putting that as part of its tax intake. That road maintenance fund was started under PNP administration because we saw that it was necessary for the maintenance of road. Because there's no government, central government, that will have a budget to be able to maintain roads out of a regular budget call. None. So we have to find creative ways in how it is that we maintain our roads. And I have been given the assurance by our next Prime Minister that we will find that solution. Come high, come low, because the people deserve better. The Deputy Mayor spoke about the traffic congestion in the town of Mandeville. It should have been in effect for the Christmas period. It is my understanding that the delay is because of JPS. They have to be moving the poles down on the Melrose, the extension of the highway, which has delayed the relocation of some poles to do with the reconfiguration of some sections of the roadways in the town of Mandeville. But it has been too long in coming. And the only component, which I hope the Deputy Mayor is listening and the councillors, is to deal with the parking of public passenger vehicles in the town of Mandeville. Every town centre is congested because the government has failed to provide adequate parking for our taximen and our busmen. Then turn around, the police come now, prosecute them because those who are in charge have not done the job that they have been elected to do. So that is why when you hear them asking for reprieve, the state has failed. Not only them, but many citizens now. Because if the systems had worked properly, then we would not be here talking about how bad things are. It was in 1998 that a PNP administration took Jamaicans out of a ramshackled bus system. One where we used to call Patty Pan, which reminded us of slaves coming across the Middle Passage into a modern bus system in the Kingston metropolitan area. When the Andrew Holness administration took over, there were 2,500 Hackney carriage taxi operators in Kingston alone. In 2022, you have over 6,000. You have over nearly 40,000 registered taxi operators, route taxis in Hackney, right across Jamaica. But yet still, they have not given that sector, transport, the time and place that it deserves. Because transport is 10% of our GDP. Not 1 or 2, 10%. And what we have forced those investors, every taxi man that you see out here is an investor. Just like how the Chinaman come and invest. They have taken up their money, go to the bank, take loan, mortgage them out sometime, and we have turned them into what I call hustlers. The time has come now for an administration to treat them and treat transport, treat those who use transport in a way, in a humane way, and a way that people deserve to be transported. We're talking about modern transport centers, not only in Kingston, but in rural Jamaica. We're talking about adequate parking space. I know the taximan don't like hear it, but you can't have parking space in the heart of this town center. Because you must have congestion. You have it close to and then you transport people into the town center. We're talking about a modern transport system that we can't subsidize children in Kingston and St. Andrew and old people. And our children in rural Jamaica pay full fare. And old people pay full fare. You're talking about a subsidized system of a JUTC extending out into rural Jamaica, running from Maypen to Mandeville, Mandeville to Christiana, Christiana to Spalding to Santa Cruz, moving our school children in a respectable way. That's what the People's National Party administration wants to do for the people of Jamaica and wants to do for the rural Jamaica.
I have about 400 members, and it's the first in my lifetime I ever see what is happening now to taxi operators in Manchester. In Mandeville, the police them only look for taxi. Them don't look for white plate cars. Taxi men is under pressure in Mandeville. No park. They have to park on the road, night or day. We have a park, they call it southbound. No light, no security. And they want the taxi fraternity to go down there in the night, which is a problem. The rate of crime that is so high, so they are afraid to go down there, and the policeman them in the night are taking taxi operators to use the park. That is one. Two, the Minister of Finance promised that they were going to give taxi operators $25,000 for gas relief. Can I tell you something? The last time I heard it was about 7,000, the Minister of Finance to get it. Now, my comrade spokesman took him in Parliament the other day, and the following day, he opened back and started to deliver cash. All who never register getting cash. But up till now, half of the taxi operators do not get. So I want to know where that money is going. The examiners, they happen to live on the Manchester, South Manchester Road. Because the baddest road you can't find at the South. And the examiners, they live at the foot of College Hill. Tap on every drive, Waltham, Arrow, Mayday, come drive the valley to bypass them. Because the roads are so bad, they can't keep no tire, they can't have a front end. I am asking the spokesperson and transport to try and joke. Because if that don't happen, we are in problem.
If you look at the number of persons who got the benefit during COVID, it's less than 50%. It's about 46% of those got the benefit during COVID. The Ministry of Transport has no connection to the app itself. They don't know who got, who did not get. So it shows a disconnection between the Ministry of Finance and the Ministry of Transport. This $25,000 app, and I said it to the Minister of Finance in Parliament, is that the app has not worked from the COVID time. And it is even worse now. If you know how our Jamaican people operate, if something now work, them now waste them time to even try it. And that is what has actually happened. So when the Minister of Finance came to Parliament, the figures that he has given to me after is that 12,000 taxi operators actually applied, but only 7,000 approved. Remember I said to you that there are nearly 40,000 operators in the space. 47,000 operators in the space. And if only 7,000 has been approved, then 40 would have been out in the cold and get juked. But common sense would have told them that the system is not working. The question that was asked, Shirley, what happened to the resources? I honestly feel like they never want to take it up. That they can put the resources elsewhere. But to say that they did do something on behalf of the taxi operators. Because if it is that you gave the grant during the COVID period and less than 50%, common sense would say to them, go and find out why the operators not taking it up. And many of the operators I know for a fact who have paid for their license, put it in the system, it tell them that they still have not applied for a new license. Putting them TRN, it said that they are not operators within the space.
TRN run.
The TRN run. And it's the same TRN that go to Transport Authority to apply for the license. It's a similar thing with the tablets, with the Ministry of Education. You get the student registration number from the school. You put it in the system. It said that the student don't exist. And the student then suffers. So there is a problem with the system. But I think it was just a marketing stunt that has failed. The issue of the parking, and I mentioned it earlier in my presentation, is something that has been going for a long time. And I think there's a disconnect in how the Transport Authority as a regulator deal with parking for the public transport. Majority of the parking that is provided is operated by the municipal councils. And I will say it, that it is more a revenue stream from the municipal councils than to provide actual parking space for the public transport sector. If it is that there's a Ministry of Transport and you have a transport authority that deals with policy for the sector itself, then it ought to be within that framework, that ministry, that parking for public passenger vehicles should be provided. So be it that they lease the lands from the municipal councils, look for new properties, but it cannot be that you say that you're providing space, allowing the operators to go down into the main street and then say that they are in breach. Now Sankey can't sing so. And one of the disappointments for me is that the Prime Minister has not put someone in the Ministry of Transport that we can say that their interest is dealing with transport. The last one that they have right now is still asleep from he has been appointed. Hence we have no policy direction in dealing with transport. Transport is directed by policy from government, and this government has not shown that they have the aptitude for policy in dealing with transport. And that it is seen out there because it's a chaotic system that is out there now. That we have no planning from this administration. It is our belief also that the Transport Authority, who is a regulator, should deal with regulating the sector, and enforcement be given to the police and not to the Transport Authority. The same man who is regulating can be ticketing you and running you down as a revenue stream. It should not be the same. Yeah, that is an overlapping policy. That means it is a conflict. And we are saying that once we are in government, we will change that. for sure. Because transport has to be given the time and place. And the investors, Junta get the break. They have policies that guide the Junta operators. Rent-a-car man get a break. Walk to the taxi man. And we're not talking about breaking, them get a ticket and you write it off. We need to treat them as investors as we treat every other sector in this country.